Yo, what's up, y'all? I just had to do this video, man. I've been watching Piers Morgan for like the last week or two, and it's just driving me crazy, man. All these questions he's asking, some people, people are doing a great job debating Piers Morgan, but there's certain answers I think I would give or would like to hear. And just for the record, I think Larry Pratt thus far has handled Piers Morgan the best. That being said, I don't think anybody's lost to Piers Morgan in debate. I mean, he's just a horrible debater, and he don't let you speak. But there's a couple things that I want to respond to that he keeps bringing up. And one thing is, he always asks them, nobody can tell me why anyone needs an assault rifle or anyone needs a semi-automatic or AR-15 or whatever. Oh, well, my response to that, Pierce, is that we need it because criminals have them. And the criminals will always be able to access them. So I need to be able to match force with what the criminals have. If they come into my house with semi-automatic or AR-15, I need to be able to have what they have, so that way I'm not taken over, or my family's not killed, or my house isn't robbed, or whatever the case may be. I need to be able to match force. What am I going to do with a pistol or a handgun, and they're coming with these quote-unquote military-style weapons? So I need to be able to, again, match force. That's why. I mean, forget the fact that it's my right, and I should have a right to have whatever I want, but mainly I need to be able to match force. And that's what Piers and anybody else who feels like Piers needs to understand that. And Piers brought up in one of the debates, I think it was with Ben Shapiro, well, Ronald Reagan agrees with me on gun control, and he was a conservative, or he was a Republican, whatever, which Ronald Reagan was horrible, but anyways, the point of the matter is Ronald Reagan also was for drug control. And how's that working out? We know crack is bad. We know heroin is bad. It's illegal. It's banned everywhere. Are you telling me you can't find it? You telling me you can't get it? You can for sure find drugs in any city in America. So that just goes to prove that it doesn't matter if something's illegal or banned. It's going to be there. So if they ban all guns, make all guns illegal, the only people that are going to have them are the criminals, and the only people that aren't going to get them are the law-abiding citizens. And that's what's the problem. Piers Morgan and these politicians make you think like if they use tougher gun control, ban these weapons, it's going to be harder for people to get, and they're not going to get them. That's false. All you're going to do is create a black market. You're going to create a market where all these gangsters and thugs are going to want to make money, so they're going to come in and they're going to sell these guns. And where are they going to get these guns from? Oh, I don't know, maybe the CIA, maybe the government, the same way the CIA was started the crack epidemic. We could talk to Rick Ross and ask him about that. How a CIA agent was supplying him the cocaine that he was selling. So, I mean, come on. This is always going to be around. And if the government wasn't doing it, real gangsters and real gang members would be finding a way. From Mexico, from outside the U.S., it'll get in here. Drugs and guns will be like drugs and get smuggled in. So criminals will always have them. So therefore, all these bans, all this stuff will not work. We have to be able to match the criminals. Now, another thing Piers wants to say is, these people are crazy. They think the government, in this modern day and age, you really think the government's going to take you out? Do you see how ridiculous you sound? Or first of all, it doesn't matter what I think. I have that right. That's the whole point of the Second Amendment. The Constitution was put there to restrain the government, restrain the government, not us, not the people. The government's no better than us. Now, the military, the troops, no one. We're all equal. We all should be able to protect ourselves. So, and what gets me is, why would I think my government would come take me out? I mean, look at what our government is doing. We are torturing people. We are locking people, whistleblowers, in prison. Look what we're doing to Bradley Manning. We're drone bombing Pakistan. We're drone bombing Yemen, Somalia. We're bombing rebels in Libya. I mean, we're in Afghanistan still. We got contractors in Iraq. I mean, look at all this torture and chaos and innocent people being killed by our government. And you mean to tell me I'm crazy for thinking my government won't do it to me either? I mean, Obama can now assassinate American citizens, and I'm crazy for thinking that my government might be tyrannical? I mean, what world are you living in? You think I'm that stupid? And the sad thing is, a lot of people are that stupid, but a good amount of us aren't, and we're waking up to it. So you should think that your government will get tyrannical. And I'm not talking about another administration, another generation, none of that. I'm talking about the administration right now. I'm talking about in a week or two from now, a month from now, it can happen. That's just history. That's life. That's just how it is. Open up your eyes and see what's going on, and you realize what you're really living in. So Piers and anybody who thinks we're crazy for that, they're the crazy ones. what was the other thing? He says, well, if the government wants to take you out, they have 2,000, 200,000 nuclear warheads. They could just kill y'all. Well, that's ridiculous, because if they nuke bomb America, they're pretty much killing themselves. I mean, you drop a few nuclear bombs in America, what's going to be left? I mean, what are they going to do, bomb themselves? Bomb their own rich neighborhoods? Bomb their own city of D.C.? Bomb their own families? Their own places their kids go to school? They're going to kill themselves? They're going to commit suicide with nuclear warheads? That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They're going to take us out. They're going to do it with UN troops, our own troops that are willing to follow orders, which is crazy. That's how they're going to do it. You know, drones, yeah, they're going to do it with that. And I agree, it's going to be a tough battle for any, no matter how armed the American citizens are. It's going to be hard to find the technology that our government has. But at the end of the day, if we wake up enough troops and enough police officers, they're not going to have enough robots, so to speak, to do their job, and it's going to be harder for them. And they know that. They know that. If they had nuclear warheads and that's all they needed, why are they doing all this anyways? Why don't they just nuke bomb whoever they want right now? Why don't they just drone bomb whoever they want right now? Because they know they don't got it to that point yet. So Piers and they make a ridiculous argument. And he says well, do you think American citizens should be able to have tanks and nuclear warheads and all this? Should they have nuclear bombs too? Well, first of all, you drop a nuclear bomb, you're going against someone's private property rights. That trumps that right there. We believe that everyone is in the Constitution. Everyone should have their right to their private property, to their life, liberty, and property. So you can't drop a new bomb because you're going to blow up how many different people's private property. So that trumps that right there. So no, nobody should be able to nuke bomb anybody. You know. Now tanks. If you got a mansion, you got a rich ass house, you scared one day something bad might happen. You want to sit a tank in your backyard. Whatever. Put a tank there. Let it sit there. For what? Hey, if I'm living where I'm living now, and this government's crazy, I wouldn't mind my neighbor having a tank. Shoot, shit hits the fan, I might go hop in there with him. So. That's so ridiculous. Now, you can't take your tank to your neighbor's house and run over his yard. You can't go down the street causing chaos, run over the grass in people's yards and different businesses. You can't do that because, again, that trumps private property. But if you want to keep it on your own property, you want to have grenades, you want to have AR-15s, assault rifles, handguns, pistols, whatever. That's your choice. And as long as everybody is armed, then people are going to chill out. And Piers Morgan, they make it seem like it's going to be like, oh, it's going to be like the Wild Wild West, and everybody got guns, everybody's going to be shooting themselves. Well, that's stupid, because now you're insinuating that all gun owners are suicidal. If I got a gun, this dude got a gun, he got a gun, he got a gun, we all walking outside, and I start blasting someone, what do I think? I think I'm not going to get blasted too? So that's so stupid. That's so stupid to think that because we all walk around with guns, everybody's going to get, their fingers are going to get happy, or trigger happy, and they're all going to want to shoot each other. It's so stupid. If that was the case, why doesn't it happen at the shooting range? Why don't so many people shoot themselves at the shooting range? Everybody got guns there because they know if they pop someone in the ass, they're going to get popped in the ass. So, again, that's another ridiculous argument that Piers Morgan and all of these people are trying to make. And talking about, the alternative with Newt Gingrich. Well, the forefathers, you think they were thinking about automatic rifles and automatic guns and thought people could have that? Well, back then they didn't have them, and they matched what the government had. Same weapons the government had, the forefathers had. So that's the whole point. We need to be able to match our government. If the government has these assault rifles and these weapons, why can't I have them? What makes them so much better than me? Why should I trust them? And another thing, Piers, if assault rifles are so bad, all these military style weapons are so bad, why does our government have them? Why do they need them? You say 100 rounds in a minute is made for the battlefield. What battlefield? A battlefield in Afghanistan or Pakistan or Iraq where a bunch of people who got one gun to themselves or got nothing, they're defenseless brown people with no military, and it's okay to shoot 100 rounds in Afghanistan, but it's wrong in America? If they're so bad, why does anybody have them? Why should they be using in those other countries where they can't defend themselves? I mean, it's so ridiculous. Of course 100 rounds and killing somebody is bad, but I argue the case where our government shouldn't have them either. We shouldn't be there in the first place, but if we are there, why is it okay to shoot off 100, 200 rounds in a battlefield where these people can't defend themselves or these people are just little militias, but now it's all of a sudden wrong over here? No, it's wrong that our government and our troops are being used to kill innocent people over there with 100 rounds or M16s and all that. It's wrong, period. So, Piers is just wrong at every level. You should be able to have whatever weapon you want. That means I get to have whatever weapon I want. We defend ourselves. And you know what? We'll be a better country because of it. A lot less rape, less crime, less everything will happen. Anyway, that's my 2 piece on that. About to run out of time. I'll let y'all later. Peace.